Hello Lockdown Diaries, day 49. Just inside today, I'm just helping out the Sidecar guys with their Armchair Adventure Festival, their workshop weekend. I'm just hosting one of the casual chat areas, so I've just done a break from that. And today I thought I'd read your kids, if you've got kids, or yourself, if you're a child at heart still, a bedtime story for later. During the first lockdown last year, I finally, after about 8 years of saying I was going to do it, I finally turned the Sydney-London trip into a children's adaptation, which was called The Amazing Adventures of Dorothy, and was about the Australian postal bike that had to deliver a parcel to the other side of the world. And I've been wanting to read a chapter or two for a while, really. I keep meaning to do an audiobook version, and what do they say? Practice makes perfect. So if you've got a child, 8 to 12 years old, who maybe one day figures or dreams of taking off and exploring the world or seeing something else of the world, then, you know, maybe this is for them to get the spark ignited, because I think they are going to be the future, literally. And so here we go. Prologue. It's about that trip there. Prologue. A Flower Blossoms. Dorothy was an Australian postal delivery bike, just like all the others. She had a little petrol engine for propulsion and was painted red, the colour of speed. Dorothy worked in the Sydney suburb of Manly, delivering mail to the people who lived there. She liked her job, and in many ways, Dorothy was a happy little motorcycle. She had good friends and a nice way of life. Deep down, though, Dorothy always wondered if there was more to life than this, more to see, more to do. As beautiful as this little coastal town was, Dorothy felt quite constrained by her situation and, in a sense, wanted to break free. Dorothy thought that day would never come, because this was her life, delivering letters and parcels to the residents of this East Coast Australian town, and that, she had accepted, was her fate. Then one day, quite out of the blue, Dorothy was summoned to the headquarters of the mail depot where she worked. Captain Flack of the Australian Postal Delivery Corps, Dorothy's boss and mentor, wheeled Dorothy into the office and asked her to park up at his big brown desk, telling her that he needed to have a little chat. "Dorothy, I have a job for you," said Captain Flack, his silky moustache and peaked captain's hat jiggling as he spoke. Captain Flack was a smart man, dressed in his usual military attire. He was portly and always carried a brown wooden cane. "How could I be of service?" beamed Dorothy, her tiny little wheels and dainty orange pannier sacks belying her speed, determination and enthusiasm for delivering the mail. Dorothy was dutiful and had never taken a day off work or school, neither because she was sick nor because she couldn't be bothered to get out of bed. Nope, Dorothy was the most reliable postal bike on the fleet, and it was for this reason that Captain Flack wished to speak with her now. "Dorothy, I want you to take this parcel to England." Captain Flack placed a square parcel on the desk, about the size of a shoebox, wrapped in brown paper with a white string bow tied around it. "To England?" Dorothy spluttered, her headlight bulging at the thought of such a distance. Yes, to England. I know it's a long way, the other side of the world in fact, but this parcel is very important, and I need you to get it there safely." Why can't it go on an aeroplane like all the other long-distance parcels?" asked Dorothy quizzically. "Because it can't, Dorothy. It must go by land. At altitude, its contents will be ruined." "And what's in the box?" asked Dorothy curiously. "I can't tell you, Dorothy. Its contents are classified." "But why me?" asked Dorothy, still puzzled. "Because, Dorothy, you're the most reliable motorcycle I know, and I wouldn't trust this with anyone else," said Captain Flack, his monocle clasped tightly to his right eye, the only remaining eye of the pair. Over the other eye, he wore a black leather patch. Dorothy was humbled but also perplexed. She had always wanted to travel and to explore. She just never thought she would ever get the chance to. She thought it was something beyond her and had accepted her place in the world. But at the same time she was excited. An adventure, bigger than she could ever imagine. Riding from Australia to England, across all those countries, mountains and deserts, over oceans and who knows where in between. "Who's the parcel for?" Dorothy asked. "It's for the Majesty the Queen." "The Queen?" "Yes, the Queen," said Captain Flack calmly. Dorothy was a mix of emotions. As you can tell, this is a matter of great importance, Dorothy. Shall you do it? Spluttered Dorothy, looking nervously at the ceiling and then to the floor. I'd love to, But what, Dorothy? Captain Flack questioned. Nothing really. I suppose I just thought of it, just the thought of it and missing my friends and family, and I'm frightened. I don't know if I can ride that far. Not on my own. I'm only a little motorcycle after all, and was always told to know my limits. Dorothy, I wouldn't have asked you if I didn't think you could do it. Captain Flack looked out of his office window to the rows upon rows of bright red Australian postal bikes, any of which he could have asked to embark on this mission. But in Dorothy he had placed his trust. Can I have time to think about it? Dorothy asked. I'm afraid not, Dorothy. There's a boat leaving from Darwin to East Timor in 20 days. To reach it in time, you'll have to hit the road almost immediately. Sunday at the latest. It's imperative you get the parcel to England as soon as possible, Dorothy. We have no time to lose. Dorothy looked at the calendar. Today was Thursday. In that time, she'd have to get herself serviced and equipped for the journey ahead, prepare her documentation, and make proper arrangements. So you'll do it now, Dorothy, and we'll just have time to get you ready. Dorothy took in a deep breath, searching her soul as she did so. It was now or never for Dorothy, and she realised that. She either embarked on a great adventure, a chance to break free, or she decided not to, forever wondering what might have been. Dorothy trembled with the prospect of the journey that was about to follow. She doubted herself, always had done, but equally, she had never shied away from a challenge. Okay, I'll do it. And that's where Dorothy's adventures across the world begin, with the invitation to take a parcel to England. Contents unknown, recipient the Queen of England. And Dorothy meets many interesting characters and sees many interesting things. The end. Well, not the end. The beginning. Cheers.